Welcome back to the Armenian Museum. I'm Gary Linzananian. Today we're going to be talking about a alphabet chart. And Denis Diderot was a French man of letters, a writer, a philosopher, a art critic, the first art critic actually. And he was asked in 1751 to translate a encyclopedia into French from English. Ephraim Chambers had written a book called Encyclopedia. So when Diderot began translating it, he began finding problems with it and began adding on to it. Next thing you know, he's writing his own encyclopedia, which is much more extensive. He spent 30 years on his encyclopedia. It included 70,000 different articles, over 7,000 written by him personally. And it was a really groundbreaker. And one of the ways was that he didn't all do it himself. Like, say, Samuel Johnson's dictionary, which is all done by Samuel Johnson, Diderot realized there's just too much knowledge for one person to write. And so he had other people such as Voltaire, Rousseau, Montesquieu, and these people were writing articles for his dictionary. One of the things in the dictionary was included charts, alphabets of the world. So they had alphabets of Hebrew, Japanese, Arabic, and Armenian. And this is the example of the Armenian chart. This was donated to us by George Derian from Arlington, Virginia. And as you see, so this was published sometime between 1755 and 1784. And the alphabet Armenian, it has first it shows the letters as they would be in illumination, then capitals, lowercase, this is all printing, then cursive style, writing it out. And notice this cursive line here for the lowercase, how the design of the letters there with these little diamond shapes. Then the name of each of the letters, the sound that corresponds. Sometimes the sound that corresponds is different than in English. For instance, the letter ch, which we would write as ch in English, here it's as tc, cha, because that's how a Frenchman hears a sound when he hears that sound. So a name like Chobanian in French would be spelled Tchobanian, whereas in English it's ch instead. And then includes what letter of the alphabet it is. All 38 letters are in the charts. And the last line is the numeric value of the letter. Before using Arabic numerals, Armenians would use, each letter had a numeric value similar to Roman numerals. So Ip is 1, Bin is 2, Gim is 3. So sometimes you would find, say you have a book. You might find in the book, this, say these are letters at the end. The book might say, Mardarus or the son of Mardarus, but then it has these odd letters. And you say, that's not a word in Armenian. What the heck is that? What is each letter has a numeric value, so that it stands for 1,233, the four letters. So this book was written in 1233, except that in Armenian you always add 551, because the Armenian calendar begins with the year 551, the Council of Chalcedon. And so you add 551 to it, and it becomes 1784, the last year that the last volume of this encyclopedia was written. And so there's lots of interesting information in this encyclopedia. And here at the end here, you can see an example of an entire sentence written out in the Armenian alphabet for those to read. This was the first introduction to the Armenian language for many Europeans, this encyclopedia. So this was an extremely important work, introducing Armenian letters literally to the West, but of course by Armenian literature as well. So it's a very valuable addition to the museum's collection to show the introduction of Armenian culture into the West and the distribution of the culture among men of letters across Europe.